And we are live with the man himself, El Capitan, the Pappy, my guy.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Some have been known to call him Ace or Firewalker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Firewalker. That's been a while since that story's come out. That's a good one. That was back
Mm-hmm.
in my drinking days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mass consumption of alcohol occurred that day. So yeah. Was That was one of those days. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I'm back on the boat as you can tell. And hopefully you can all hear me clearly. We're having some audio issues. Go figure.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
fix up Dad's audio at the house
Yeah.
and the boat.
I've got so much technical experience in all this audio
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I'm just brilliant at it. Yeah. Not any of that I just said.
We're
So
we're like two monkeys grasping at
that's
sticks and
right.
stones to make tools. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. It's good
we love you
stuff.
guys, and it's so cool to see
Yeah.
the same folks joining in, Dad, and we can't wait to spend time with all of you, like real time. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
to all of you today about the Silver Symposium a little bit. Dad just did an interview video with Divvy Daddy and Litecoin Leader. I can't wait to watch it. I just received the link for it, so very excited on that. Dad, tell us a little bit about chatting with the boys.
It was so much fun. And Dylan was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Those two, we Brent and I, a little background. Brent and I had met those guys many years ago now at a Bitcoin convention, if you will, a small one. We'll leave the guy's name out of it, but and we kind of met him, met who he was, who they were, and they started a kind of a preppers group. Economic preppers is the name of the group, and they're really sharp. Patrick is insanely his IQ on IT and mining and all of that stuff is off the charts. Jeff is really good with finance and money, movement of money and sound money. And Dylan's got a background in what I would call like an all around background, but he also has some really kind of clever ideas as far as like to the prepper side of stuff that really it's just a great conversation that we had. uh, Full disclosure, it was my first time I'd ever interviewed anybody and not being interviewed, and I will tell you, if you've ever tried to do that, um, I would say start with one person, not three,
Yeah.
because I mean I really first class screwed the whole thing up in so many ways, and we it was so bad. We not bad. It was really good, but we had to edit a lot of it. And thanks to
Mhm.
our new hired staff, and I'll leave her name out of it at this point, but she's brilliant, and she made our show look so professional. And the
Yeah.
links are on the screen, and we just looked like we knew what we were doing at the end, and it was so much fun to do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
She's doing a
really check that.
fantastic job, and we're looking forward to bringing you all some really fun little extras, and really trying to set our channel and our community apart. Um,
Yeah,
let's all be the example. Let's how to treat each other and how to get after the things that we want. That's us.
I I went on a bit of a ramble. Uh, Go figure.
No.
Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but it happens occasionally. But and it comes out of nowhere, just creeps up on you.
Mhm.
I and unfortunately, almost all of these interviews, when you turn the camera off, is like the best discussions. So we didn't get any of it recorded, but I got to really meet all three of them in a manner which was really down to earth and really solid. And the big thing that I believe we even said at the end of the video, but it's so important and we all mean it. If you're going to this convention or any other convention like it, we want to, please, I don't care if I'm even talking to somebody, don't be polite. Just come up and say, hey, man, you and I need to talk. Like,
Yeah.
when you got a minute, please come and just say, hey, Alan, I know your show. I've seen your show. I'm not a big fan of your show. I know what your show is. I watched it a couple times, but I'd love to talk with you or whatever it might be. I want to talk to all of you. And I really mean that. And we talked about that at the very end of the show. And it's so important because Brent and I are two of the most approachable people you'll ever meet. You probably already figured that out by now. But when I talk to those guys, two of the three, I won't tell you which two, are very much the introvert type. And they have been forced to deal with getting out of their own shell and out of their own way. And one of them told this amazing story about how from watching not necessarily my show, but other people's show, and how confident people are and how positive people are, he grew out of that, enclosure that he put himself in. And by the way, we put ourselves in those places. And it was a fascinating story. I said, dude, you need to tell that story on air. So after he said that, and I said that to him, he goes, well, I do another show. Like, can I interview you next week? And I'll put it on my show. And I was like, yes, done. We're making that happen. So we're going to try, and he and I are going to try and talk more about the personal side of all of us. This isn't just about us getting rich or making a bunch of money. This is about all of us living our lives together and sharing our experiences and our spiritual experiences. And as many of you know who are in this chat right now, our Patreon, that's really where Brent and I cover who we are spiritually and the gifts and the lessons that he and I have and that we all have. So
yeah,
that interview is coming up next week.
Yeah, we're digging into some deep, fun stuff over there. I always had this kind of itch to do book reviews on the show, just because I've read so many books that are specifically geared towards, kind of expanding your mind and whether it's whatever the topic, it's like I just want to learn and grow. And some of those books are just so worth sharing. And the best part of that is I've been doing that with Elizabeth here and there. We're doing legal talk. Well, Elizabeth is, and I'm the I'm the clueless wannabe paralegal. But she's discussing the Ripple case or SEC, and so just us talking about that, and then us getting into these book reviews, and like the book review chats have been pretty deep and really fun, and it just we already picked a book that really just, I feel like, kind of nails down what our whole group is about. It's looking at the big picture of life and money and relationships and how we all want to treat others and how we want to be treated, and how we want to get our business done. And so it's been really fun to do that with her, and I'm excited to talk to Dad more about the spiritual end of stuff. I had a really just amazing experience with that last night, Dad. It's like I feel like as I've had more time to a little more free time and a little more time to focus on us and our channel here, it's it feels like that kind of reawakening of it, and I notice it more through the day. it brings me just tremendous peace. Whatever's going on, you guys. Like
Yeah. Very
I
cool.
feel like it really just opens my mind up, and it just gives me a whole lot of peace and appreciation for life. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if that does it for you, if going down to In and Out and getting a burger does that for you, then you should do it. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so we're gonna get into all that and so much more on Patreon. So please join us.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited to do more videos on YouTube.
And it's
I really,
and our
I really
Patreon's
feel like I have
cheap,
a lot.
guys.
I really feel like I
Yeah.
have a lot to teach and share, but I want to do it in a really fun way for us.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I want to bring a really good product. Really good shows to the crew, Dad. Like you have. You've really kicked butt for us, and so that's what I'm turning on right now. It's like
Yeah.
how do we make some really fun, really exciting
Yeah.
solos?
Well, thanks. Yeah, I just kind of share my life experience, and some people get something from it. It's
Hmm.
it's it's not like doing it yourself, hearing somebody else do it, but it does help, and it kind of opens you up to other people's wisdom, and it allows you to, oh, oh, I kind of recognize this. I've heard about this. This is where I'm going right here. I get it. Yeah. I want
Yeah.
I want to I don't mean to be Mr. Infomercial here today, but I really I hate when channels do that. I'll say, "Hey, we got this and we got that," and no, man, that's not. I didn't tune into your YouTube channel to hear about all your advertising. Like
No.
frustrates me, you know.
No.
But there's been so many people that have asked, in particular in the chat in all my videos, hey, are you on Twitter? Are you on this space? Are you on Rumble? We're gonna be big news. We're gonna be on all of those media platforms coming very soon. I'm talking 24 hours type soon. And I believe that interview is going to be the first one that's going to be on all of them. It's going to be linked to, and that could come out today, I believe, that interview. And because of the brains behind the camera, okay, and she knows who she is. Uh,
Hmm.
she's going to put us out there to all these other different platforms and media locations, coming to a location near you, obviously. But what we're really excited, and she and I talk about this, and Brent and I talk about this all the time, we're going to stay as real as possible.
Yeah.
We're people, we're family. We don't care to be the big show on the hill. You know what I mean? That's not why we're here. I'd rather have 100 really close, good people that I can work with and I can share good positive energy with in my life. And those of you who have actually reached out to me and I've reached back to you, and vice versa with Brent, we've actually shared portions of our life that probably might not even make it on Patreon. And those kind of things are really important to he and I and who we are. um, and you may know other people that just know those other platforms, so therefore they would never hear about the two of us. That's why we're trying to diversify and get out there more, because there's a lot of great people that we would like to be members of where we're going in life, because of our spiritual gifts, all of us, and our energy going forward is through the roof, guys. And it's going to be so much fun to be part of. And when we meet people, I feel your energy so much better than just talking to a camera lens sometimes. So
Yeah.
we're
Let
gonna
me double down
we're
on your point, Dad.
okay. Go ahead.
Earlier, if any of you are going to this event in Vegas at the end of the month here, uh, please come on and talk to us.
Yeah,
That's why I'm going.
yeah,
So it's to talk to you about whatever you
right,
want to talk about
yeah,
and get to know you.
yeah.
That's what we're about. What were you gonna say, Dad?
Oh, that was kind of it. Um,
Yeah.
and just when when we all have a common interest or a like or an energy about a subject, whether it be XRP or Bitcoin or crypto or whatever your banner is that you're waving, we have something in common. It's sort of like being a member of a car club or bridge club or whatever it is. That was just the initial meeting. That isn't who you are. That isn't who Brent and I are. Who we are is way deeper than that and so much cooler, believe it or not, than the technology in which we all have in common interest. We are all spiritually connected, or otherwise we wouldn't all be in the same place at the same time. Hope that makes sense.
I was writing last night, Dad. I wrote a couple things down. One of them was that people, technology, and consciousness seems to be advancing very rapidly right now. And I think I
Fair.
think about that because of the three things really. You look at all three and it's like, wow, people are changing, you
Yeah.
know? And I say that in a
Hmm.
good way. And
Yeah.
technology is changing, and I think it's good too. Um,
Oh,
if
yeah.
if it makes things simpler and it makes things more transparent, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And then the consciousness end is just really fun to examine if that's your thing, you know? It's like how lucky we are to be alive. And, you know, like I was thinking about AI. I think that's where that came from. It was like
Yeah.
I there's something very precious, you know, that people and animals share, you know, to be able to have pure consciousness. And I don't know, there's just something there's there's something not programmable about that. You know, as much
Yeah.
as you try to, you know, a human being grows up and tries to get groomed, and they, you know, grow up and they go to a certain school and then they go study a certain thing in college. And then, you know, a lot of us get out or end up doing something completely different. You know, we end up going
Yeah.
back to our nature, you know, that unprogrammable state of our being,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or the energy from the people that are around us at the time, you know, pulling
Yeah.
us in really amazing directions. And so yeah, I was just I mean, I always think about it very positively, but when I wrote that down, I was really excited. I was really
Yeah.
excited for us. Like, to your point, what you just said, Dad, like, crypto is just a tool for us to use. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
That's all right.
see it, you know, I don't think anybody has to lay down on the sword for it, you know, like, it's a
Yeah.
hammer. It's a
It's
hammer, you know,
it,
and we're the people. We're the ones using it. And as all this technology advances, I think that would be a dream for us to see all of us do that is just
yeah.
be out in front of where the technology is going so that
It's it,
we can continue to see it as a tool and not like, oh my God, AI is gonna, you know, Watson's
right.
gonna take over
Right.
the world.
It's so true because there's a, there's something I say all the time, but there's a new normal. Okay. And the new normal is a great spiritual being, humanity, growing at an astronomical rate, like you were just talking about. I was having a great conversation on Friday, with a guy that's doing some music stuff with Brent and I, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And I was talking to him about this, and it's just this amazing. Ben is his name. Ben, if you're out there, I love you, brother. There's this amazing knowledge that he and I shared together, and it was so true. It's like everybody I meet now is spiritually or consciously awake. And it's not like, oh, wow, there's this rare person over here. Oh, that's the only person I know like that. The new normal or the new forward movement is and this is, I've never heard anybody say this before until I was saying it to him, and it just came out of nowhere. Out of my, sometimes that's the best ideas we get. Was as technology progresses, it becomes more electrical and digital and non-conscious level. On a non-conscious level, man is making up for the difference in a spiritual growth and consciousness growth, okay, to make up for the fact that we're becoming more predictable, mathematical, digital on the other side. The two are meshing perfectly, my opinion only. And because of the fact that we're spiritually growing to a place of awareness and an okayness, if you will, if that's a word, and being okay with the progress of technology and growing into it. It's the people who are like my age or older who believe in this old industrial complex in which we all grew up in. If you can't see it, taste it, or hear it, it's not real. You know, they can't, it's hard for them to wrap their minds around technology being digital. Like, like the fact that you and I are just communicating, all of us right now in this chat and everything are just communicating digitally. But yet there's a consciousness level and a spiritual knowing in it that is so much bigger than just ones and zeros on a computer screen. Okay. We know that now. We're connected to it. And I urge all of you to get into some of the quantum physics and knowledge that's being shared, where science is actually proving that computers take on our personality in the room, or they take on the speed or the slowness as to the thought process of the individual running the computer. And it's not anything to be afraid of. It's something that you're doing to the computer, not the computer to you. And as long as you understand that, as long as you live with that, and you can grow with that knowledge, man, it's a beautiful place where we're headed. It's not to be feared, as you were talking about, Brent. We don't need to fear any of this. It's
And
not
I really
necessary.
like what you're getting at. You know, things are going to change. Like things
Yeah,
will
that's right.
crypto and Web3 and AI and this they're going those three things, which are the kind of the things that I feel like get spoken about the most as advancing, you know, the advancement of the internet, the use of digital currency, and then you've got, you know, AI, which is able to, you know, pump knowledge, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
create in a way that our
right.
minds can kind of put things together very quickly. That's going to change the way we do things. Just like before we all had smartphones, we did things a little bit differently. And then before we had cell phones, and before we had beepers, and before we had, you know, we just, there will be differences in how we operate in
Yeah,
the future. And I love it, Dad. It's we shouldn't be afraid of it. Um,
no,
I appreciate what it is, as you know, it's a tool,
yeah.
and it can be really amazing if used right. I mean, look at what we've been able to accomplish just with the internet.
Oh, yeah,
You know, how many businesses exist? How many people are able to eat, you know, and trade and communicate just because of the creation of the internet? Um,
yeah.
I love it.
And
I love
fear is
it.
only
I
where
love
you
that we
perceive
live
it.
this kind of life now.
Yeah.
We get to grow a
Fear,
community.
fear is a concept in your mind. It's not like we have natural fears, and you know, you're instinctually you have, you know, the fear of heights or whatever, you know. But anytime you're listening to somebody tell you, I hate to bring this up because it's really, but it hit me so hard. I was sent a video. I'm going to go there. I was sent a video
Oh
yesterday,
boy.
and it's two people that I love dearly. I followed their work, both of them, for a very long time. But something about 10 minutes into the video struck me, and it struck me very hard. And I think it's a really key point to what we're talking about right now. The two men are Cliff High. Many of you probably know who Cliff is. And the other one is Dick Allgaier. And he's a remote viewer out of Hawaii. And he's part of a group, and they do a channel. They do great work about predictions and stuff like that. Somebody sent me a joint video of the two of them yesterday. And I was 10 minutes into the video, okay? And they kept repeating the same mantra. Well, we're telling you all of this bad news that could be coming in the future because we want to protect you. And I thought to myself, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I understand what they're trying to do, and they're fantastic people, okay? But you're talking about fear to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. And you're warning them about a very tragic event that could be coming forward. This is negative. You want to call it dark light, bad energy. I don't care what you call it. And then it dawned on me. I thought to myself, why is it when people do predictions, their predictions are never about something happy or good happening to the face of the planet? It's always tragic. It's always a negative event. Why is that? And I know many of the reasons, because number one, negative sells. All you need to do is look at people that post all the negative news events in a day, and those people have the most clicks. They have the most likes. That's why this show will never be a number one show. It just can't be, because people want to hear the bad story. They want to hear the boogeyman. They want to hear that a meteor is coming. They want to hear that. And I don't live in that energy near like I once did in life. And I hope to spend less time there in the future. So anyway, I'm going to sugarcoat over the top of that.
That was good,
yeah.
Dad. To get into one of the comments, yeah, I mean, it could all turn into a giant mess. It really could. And the key, and I grew up around him, so I'm same kind of way. Like, I'm just not gonna be afraid of it. I'm
No.
that's the part where I check out. It's like, okay, well, it's here. The genie's out of the lamp.
Yeah.
This thing's running. This is real. Like all this technology and all this stuff. But then I come back to me and people like all of you and consciousness and what it is that we all really want. And when things go bad or things get gnarly, people have always found a way out of it. They have found a way out of it. They tend to get in deeper and deeper and deeper, and things get a little crazier and crazier. But there's also advancement in that and growth, and there's more people on the planet than there's ever been. So in many ways we're thriving, and
we clearly are thriving.
Yeah, like
we clearly are.
I'm really happy that my dad really hammered that one into. Speaking of the hammer, he really pounded that one into me. And it's such a cool way to look at the world, is looking at it abundantly, and anything that I could be afraid of, it's like, I'd rather be one of the people who has a show like this, who does blockchain videos and tells people the why of why we're getting into this, Dad, or what's the good side of blockchain. Like, if some horrible, ruler ends up with all the keys, right?
Yeah.
It's, up to us and our community to be like, well, you don't ever let him have yours, like, you just don't.
Yeah.
This is where we take the stand, this is where we get to make the decisions. And, this is how we get to use it for our life.
Yep.
And I hope with some of these projects, and I see it coming, that um, we're going to be able to hang on to these things for a very, very long time, and they're going to be very, very valuable, very, very usable assets.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to learn as this technology grows and the more people use it, to share ways with all of you in which we can use it
Yeah.
in our life and
And
move
we'll
forward
move on.
courageously, as they say.
If if one guy, one big castle up on the hill ends up with all those bullies, well, we'll just move on without them. I mean, I reflect back on an interview I heard earlier this week about somebody that's been in Argentina for the last couple of weeks, and basically the people have just went to a black market. The only thing they're trading is crypto and U.S. cash dollars. That's it. They're not playing the government game anymore. They're not, hey, oh, okay, you control the whole thing and you tax us and you do all this. Well, we'll just play with something else that works for the rest of us. And that's what will happen. And that's what man does. And that's a beautiful thing, right? That's what we all do. We progress, we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so interesting that they think the two most valuable things in the world, okay, are cryptos and precious metals in a country that has 100% inflation. They're like above 90% inflation. And nobody did the inflation. The people didn't do the inflation. The government did. The people supposedly in control of taking care of the most important things for its people created this inflation. And the people will work their way out of it. As you and I already know, we're getting the technology to work our way out of their inflationary world. And that goes back to what I was talking about before. We are consciously going forward. We are not looking back to trade gold coin. Now, could it get really, really bad? And could we go, Mad Max world for a period of time? No, I don't believe that's going to happen. There are people that do believe that. But if you did go that route, then you would go full black market, and then you would trade gold or silver coin at that point. But we're not going to lose energy. We're not going to lose technology. Technology is going forward. And man, I hope they're not attacking. I don't know if you guys can hear the jet flying over my head. He's strafing the boat right now. So,
Holy smokes.
So
San Diego.
yeah, right? Who do we got in the chat? What are they talking about, Brent?
Oh, we got everybody. We got
Nice.
everybody. I'm gonna go
Love you
right to
guys.
the top here. We got we got Simon. We got Brent in there. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Jerry, Molly, Laurel, Jason. We got Kung Fu
Nice.
in there. We got the Vane Lang.
Nice.
Kaleidoscope Eyes. That is a
Very cool.
killer title there.
Right?
Sean, we got Northern Living, of course.
Sean's in the
Patriots
house.
One, man, much love to all of you. Pavel, love in the
Cody's
comments.
got to be in there.
Pavel's our spicy one right now, Dad. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Cody reached out to me this week. Remember I said last week in the live stream, I said, Cody, bleep bloop your thing in thestaplecrew.com and I'll get a hold of you. And I did. And he and I had an amazing conversation. And
nice.
It was really cool. And I'm going to need your help on a couple things this week on a spiritual level, Brent. So that's coming up.
I'm happy to help you always.
Yeah.
We got Jim White's in there, Dad. Solar Sam said, love our talks, Alan. Look forward to meeting Brent in Vegas. I look forward to that too, Sam.
Yeah.
Winning, as we say.
Yeah, always.
Barbie, thank you so much for the comments. Yeah, the plan is to go to the party, right, Dad? It's on Friday, right?
The party on Friday. Yes. Is there a party? I'm there then. Yeah. Yeah.
If you can pry us
It
away from the cabana, which is
right. I'll
number
be at the
one.
cabana all day, so
Yeah.
I
There's
do
the
my best.
cabana and the pool,
Yeah.
and then there's real close second place, meaning you guys,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
everything else. No, not
Yeah.
really. You're number one, but
There's
cabana's
like
number two.
Christ, God, energy right up here, and then there's cabana.
Yeah,
Right there, right. So the cabana's
yeah,
important.
yeah.
um, so that we'll be, when we've had enough sun and fun, swimming in the pool, we will go to the party. That's all in the interview that I did with those guys, I believe. And the party starts at like 5 o'clock, and me, G. Edgar Griffin will be at that party. Uh, so that's going to be kind of cool. And
Who is
of course, the
G. Edgar Griffin, Dad? Who's this
he
man
is
you speak of?
he's the author of the Creature from the Jekyll Island,
He's
which
the
if you
author of that?
yeah, he's going to be there.
Dude,
We're having dinner with him, by the way. You and I are.
what?
Yeah,
You've
I
been
wouldn't lie to
telling
you
me to
about
read his book my whole life.
that. Well,
My
yeah,
dad's been
it
telling me to
hasn't
read
been
his
out
book
that
for
long.
like 20 years, everybody.
Yeah, you guys have got to see the interview. It's really cool. He's going to be, you can, for a fee, it's not even that much. You can have lunch with him, and really cool, all kinds of opportunities, reasonably priced too. And the whole convention is $99 for 3 days, and you get a silver coin with Bitcoin loaded on it. I mean, I don't know anybody else doing those kind of prices for a 3 day event with the amount of guest speakers. I think we have like 15 guest speakers, and just amazing. I'm not trying to make an infomercial of this. You watch the video, you'll get all the facts about it. But so Friday night is a meet and greet, cold beers, just hang out, and that's going to go 4 or 5 hours, I think. So that'll be in the video. You'll be able to tell who and where and when. Also, if you're going to be there, if you're planning on being there and you're a Patreon member, any kind of member of ours, and you even know who we are, please, please get a hold of me somehow. Just go to my thestaplecrew.com, give me your phone number. I'll be able to text you, hey, we're going to be here. We're going to be at this pool. We're going to be at that place. We're going to be at this bar at that time. And we're going to have somebody in the sidelines hooking everybody up and telling everybody where we're going to be and what time we're going to be there. And you can come hang out with us. And as Northern Living knows, I'm a man of my word. I'll show up and I'll be wherever you're at, because he and I had that exact conversation before the other Vegas show. And I think I met up with him like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And we had dinner together, as a matter of fact. Just he and I, just chilling. Just two of us. We're not celebrities. We're not more important than any other human being on this planet. It's not the way I live my life. And I'm looking forward to everybody. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, I'm going there to kick it with my folks and you. So, what the tough part is we don't know what you look like, right?
I
So
know,
if
yeah.
you see us, come
Yep,
please walk up to us and tell us who you are.
yeah,
Anybody in the chat today, we want to see all of you. We
yeah,
really love having you guys here with us on Sunday. This is really fun.
yeah.
Um, yeah, we got Christian, we got Rob, we got Paul, Mikhail,
I, I,
Martin, we got Matt, we got Jason in there, Crypto AI, AZ's in there.
yeah. So I did a video not long ago. You guys will be seeing it like next week or something. And whenever I get around to posting the damn thing. But I did a video, and so many people were asking me, in particular with the news this past week, we might as well talk about some crypto stuff. And
Yeah.
that was on Stronghold, and there were so many people. Alan, what do you think of Stronghold? Well, should I buy it? Should this? I did a video about it, so I'll just frost over a little bit of the top of this thing. It's not financial advice. A pretty good buy, guys. I was looking at the chart on it, and I was like, holy smokes. And there was somebody who sent us, he's in the house actually, Simon. And Simon sent us a bunch of charts, and it's all over those charts. That's why I stopped and I went back and I looked at it last week. And I spent 3 or 4 hours researching just Stronghold, who they are, what they do, what they're up to, what they're. I mean, I knew the kind of the obvious stuff that I'd already known about them. In fact, the founder of Stronghold was at the XRP show. I never got a chance to talk to him, but I know he was there. And Sean is his name, I believe. Yeah, Sean. And anyway, he started at Stronghold, and you can buy it for 0.0003 right now, 3 or 4. Dirt cheap, guys. And when you look at, when you guys know anything about its Elliott wave, it looks incredible. It's setting up for the next bull run for that thing to go ballistic. So I thought I'd throw that into today's show because there were so many people asking me about it in the live stream. I think that was that last week, Brent? I felt like that was my homework for the week, or one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of homework these days. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I met up with, oh, well, we talked about the people that did the interview. Those of you who are listening who are a fan of the Economic Ninja channel, um, he's going to be in Vegas, obviously. And he lives right over next to Brent,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which
I
is
hope I
very,
get to meet him.
yeah, oh, you will. This is
Mm-hmm.
so tentative. This is not anything written in stone. Okay. But the people that I did the interview with that you guys will be checking out, um, economic preppers, those guys are good friends with Ninja. They're going to do like road shows in different locations. And one of the locations is the town in which Ninja lives in. Okay. Which is right next door to where Brent lives. We're communicating with them, and we will be there live when they do that show. No questions asked. So the for sure content providers that I know of that will be there will be in Ninja, our show, and Economic Preppers. We'll keep you guys up to date when that date's going to happen. Unfortunately, it is Central California, and a lot of people that's just way too far to come on your way. But
Yeah.
those of you who can make it would be awesome. We'd love to have you guys. That's coming in the future. We plan on doing some roadshow stuff and meeting in different locations, and we have all of that coming up. We don't have any dates, we don't have any times. It's just a concept that I'd really love to do because I know not everybody can afford to fly to Vegas. I just know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully we make that connection with Ninja Dad, and if we could get you out here for a weekend, we could do shows like that. And what more importantly, to your point, do meetups.
yeah.
For anybody else, in
I'm
our
less
sphere that
I'm less
would
interested
like to
in
show up
meeting.
to that. If you're in LA, or if you're in San Fran, or you're somewhere in Cali,
Yeah,
um, if you felt like coming up for the day, um, we'd
I'm
love to see
really less
this.
interested in meeting Ninja than I am meeting you guys. I, you know, his show's good. Don't get me wrong. He's
Mhm.
brilliant behind the camera. I really appreciate that about him. Um, he's you know really good at what he does. I'll leave it at that.
You're more excited for the crew, huh, Dad? I am too.
Oh, I'd rather meet anyone that's in our chat right now than that guy. He's a
Oh
good
yeah.
guy. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that love his show. His show is massive, and there's a lot of people really looking forward to meeting him. So, but yeah,
Mhm.
um,
You were talking about a coin, Dad? Everybody's talking about, they were asking of the
Stronghold.
0.003 coin.
Yeah, Stronghold.
Stronghold.
S
Yeah.
S S H X, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Look it up, Brent, if you can.
Yeah.
Stronghold coin. SHX, I think it is. I can't remember.
Mhm.
Everything's an X, probably.
Right?
Yeah, that coin, real deal, guys. They're doing real work with, okay, kind of like what we were talking about earlier in the show, is they're doing, I know this is, I didn't mean for the show to go down this road because I just did a show about it and then you'll hear it twice, but it doesn't matter. They're doing a concept which they're really good at, which is virtual. Okay. So they're doing virtual banking. I know it sounds a little crazy, but when you can trade virtually, just think of that. It uses less of everything. It's less cumbersome. It's less everything. They're doing virtual banking. They're not doing virtual banking. They're doing virtual connections between banking transactions. And they're working with a network which is somewhere around $15 trillion a quarter in transactions. Big, big movement of all digits around. They're just another little piece in the wheel, but they're a piece that's going places. And as we all know, if you own XRP, Ripple bought Stronghold. They bought a big percentage of them like 2 years ago, and just in the last couple of weeks, they bought a bunch more of it. So look it up. I think it's a great investment because this is what I think. They're just going to adopt those coins into somebody else's coins or somebody else's network. And it will take it from 0.0004, I think it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And it will take it from there to 2 or 3 cents. And you can do the math, you know. And when that happens, that's stupid money overnight.
Whoa, we get a price prediction out of the Staple crew.
So I'm just saying if. There was a lot of ifs in there, but they're doing real work. They're not a pump and dump Ponzi scheme. They're doing real work with real. They're working with IBM. I mean, how much more real does that get? And again, thanks to Simon, he sent us those documents, and I read them. And Stronghold is in there in a lot of those documents. So that's one of the things I always look for. Yeah. I just did a quick little video about it.
You can get it on Bittrex and BitTrue.
Yeah. And there's another one too.
Gate.io.
Yeah.
Stellar Term. I haven't heard of those.
By the way, they work directly with XLM as well. And they're down. Listen to this, guys. That coin is down 99% for the year. Do you think it's a buy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Maybe.
I mean,
Nobody's
unless it goes,
me.
it can't go to zero, right? There's too many digits for it to keep going to zero. You could split the last one. That's the one thing that a lot of people don't know. You can split the last zero, and now the last percent. When something's down 99%, that last 1% can go on for almost infinity. When you're talking about the amount of zeros that we're talking about, crazy. But
Dad, do you remember where you found the news? I'm reading the chat. Where you found the news about Ripple buying SHX?
they bought, no, I don't. They bought shares they bought a percentage of them when about 2021, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Stronghold's been around since, boy, don't quote me, 2017. Um, Sean and a girl, her name slips my mind right now. Those two started it, and he originally worked for Ripple, and he left Ripple. He then worked with Jeb, who created, as we know, XRP through Ripple, and he created XLM. Those two worked with Jeb personally, directly. Look it up, guys. It's all out there. I'm just
Nice.
not remembering all the details, but you can find it for sure.
People are mentioning other projects, Electronium, and then Singularity. I would have to look into both of those again. Both names
I
sound
played,
familiar, but I'd
yeah,
have to.
Electronium. I played with years ago. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the one you can mine on your phone? If I'm not mistaken.
That's a good thought.
I was into that a long time ago.
Let's see.
To be totally upfront and honest, I haven't heard what they've been doing recently. So, yeah. But I've got a couple of surprises coming up for you guys. I've got a couple of long shot coins that I'm really excited about. No, I'm not going to post them, and no, I'm not going to talk about them right here because I'm not sure which one. But somebody asked me to look
What?
into. Somebody asked me to look into what would you invest in to duplicate what happened to Bitcoin, and I'm like, that's not. That ain't happening. Okay. You're talking about Bitcoin went from what was it, 0.0008, right?
Mm-hmm.
To 69,000. And you guys got to remember, it multiplied, not percentage. It multiplied 88 million X. Think about that. Bitcoin is the greatest investment in the history of man. And I don't care if you don't like Bitcoin anymore and you think it's going to zero. I understand that. But what I'm just saying too, today, it's a single grade. No, nothing ever went up 88 million X ever in mankind in what? Less than 15 years. Nothing ever did that.
Yeah. It's like
So,
people discovering fire. It's
right,
like, okay,
right.
let's start making fires here.
I think I compared it one time to we being the U.S. bought Alaska for like $100 or something from the Russians. It's that good of investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was really. And then I know we bought the Louisiana Purchase too, right?
Yeah,
We bought
Louisiana
that for
Purchase, I want to say was I
a
correct me if
dollar.
I'm wrong, crew, but I want to say it was like $8 million. Something
Yeah,
like that, which is probably, I forget how that relatively, I want to say it was something like that. But I
and we
mean, that
wouldn't
was
have
probably a
Cage and Music,
fortune back then.
right? You just can't even imagine what that's like.
I
Yeah,
wonder if I got that right. I wonder if I pulled that out right there.
yeah, probably.
Uh-huh. The
So,
right from the hat.
well, I'm not gonna say that Stronghold could do that because I don't see Stronghold as too many coins. I don't see it ever going to $25,000. Doesn't mean it could, and I'm not saying it like that. But it's if it went to a penny, you're doing stupid well. You know what I mean? Um, you don't need to hit any bigger hit than that. That's about as hard as you need to hit a baseball right there.
Yeah. I love
That's a huge.
you're all throwing out some home run coins today. That's
Yeah.
fun. That is very
I mean,
fun. There's,
still my
it's like the olden days.
yeah.
Really.
Well, the other one I looked into, which is not quite that level of a home run, but I think it's huge, and somebody turned us on to it, is Caspa.
Yeah.
I've been looking into that coin. The only thing I don't like about that coin, the only thing, is it's just been going like this. You know what I mean? And I hate to buy the top.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a pullback on it, and then maybe get into it. But the damn thing just goes up. It
Yeah.
doesn't go any other direction.
Ben turned us onto that, and Caspa looks nuts, you guys.
It,
Nuts.
yeah, yeah, it certainly does.
Uh,
And I love their concept. I love what they're doing. They're a proof of work, I'm pretty sure, and not proof of stake.
mhm.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
I forget.
Yeah, I'm mixing it up. No, I think they are
I
proof of
miss
work. You can mine them, in other words. Yeah,
hmm.
yeah, really cool. I don't know much more about it. I really don't, guys. Don't buy that just because I haven't really looked into it because the damn thing just goes up, and I'm tired of buying coins that have been going up for 6 months. you know, I don't consider that to be a great entry point.
Now, mind you, every crypto company says this, so we'll just
Let's start
let's run
there.
with it here,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Caspa is the fastest open source, decentralized, and fully scalable layer one in the world. If I had a nickel for every time that I heard that, all of us would be on the cruise ship together right now, and we'd
we
be
would.
sipping
Yeah,
cocktails, and
yeah.
we'd be yelling out the back of the boat, you know? Uh,
But hey, it's a good pitch. It is.
yeah, a
I'm
digital
in.
ledger enabling parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation, built on a robust proof of work engine with rapid single second block intervals.
Wow, single second.
Yeah,
That's like hash graph speed.
that's sick. Parallel blocks. Like, I want to learn how that works. You know,
I
are
love it.
you
Okay,
are you creating
you
a
know,
matrix out of two chains? Are you like, I've seen pictures of it, but
yeah,
I'd
that's
like
what you're
to know
doing.
how that works. So
No, that's
that's
what parallel. That's exactly a great description of what parallel blocks do. Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I one of the things as soon as I read that it was, I know, I know what everybody's out there. Everybody's telling me you're an idiot. I've been called that lately, probably this morning before breakfast. But I love proof of work. I know what you're thinking. Okay, I'm not a big time proof of stake guy. I'm just not. Do I own majority of my crypto as proof of stake? Yeah, it is. Only because I love the project. But there's something really mechanical and really off chain, beautiful, off grid angle about proof of work. Okay. It took a commodity to build it, electricity. Okay.
Mhm.
And I know you can't have proof of stake without electricity either, but you're mining electricity and creating something digital or untangible out of something that took a probably the most important commodity on the planet today, electricity. So I mean, arguably, I'd have to say water is probably more important, and maybe even oil at this point. But electricity is huge, and when you're turning electricity into money, that's it's always gonna hold its value. I know most people that aren't Bitcoiners don't understand that. They're like, oh, dude, you're ruining the planet with all that Bitcoin, and you're wasting electricity. Well, they're starting to really figure out that that's actually not true. And then now all the companies are coming out and going, actually, Bitcoin is green. And they're like, what? Blasphemy. I can't believe he said that.
I was thinking about this very thing yesterday, Dad. Like eating lunch, and it just popped in there. It was the proof of work versus the proof of stake mentality, and I'm with you, man. I am I think when you understand enough about money, you understand the creation, the kind of starting point in Bitcoin, where
Hmm.
it wasn't proof of stake that came out. It was we needed to make something where you're converting energy into what the thing is, to make it
Yeah,
tangible, to make it real, to make it
yeah,
actually
yeah,
have real value. It
right,
took effort and energy to produce this.
yeah. And
Such
it
such an it seems small, it sounds
it
small,
does,
but it's critical to the
and
philosophy of money itself.
it does, and it creates a what's that major who wrote the book about Bitcoin, and he's in the Space Force. He's a U.S. major, and he wrote a book about Bitcoin and its security factor. And he one of the chapters, and I haven't read the book. I just heard him being interviewed about the book. And one of the chapters, he mentioned something that really clicked with me. And he said, the issue with all things that are digitally connected and only digitally connected through software or internet connection is that the breach. Your breach is your connectability to the hacker. You need a separation point. If you're connected, hardwired, or even Wi-Fi connected to something, they can get in and out. That's their access to your staked coin, to your staking system. If you have to create electricity, okay, which is not part of the grid, it's part of the grid, but it's not part of the internet, you are creating a physicality between the two that cannot be breached. And when he explained it to me like that, I was like, holy smokes. It's like, how do you hack a gold coin? You can't. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So, okay, now we're going somewhere
What a
because,
cool way to put that.
right. So, like, okay, you guys are going to watch that video, I hope, okay, about my interview with these guys. Well, I'm going to give you the punchline, or one of them. He created a coin, a silver coin that everybody who goes to the show, think about this, guys. You can go to the show for $99. You get a silver coin, and it has Bitcoin on it, QR code,
Bitcoin or XRP?
Bitcoin. The next
Big,
coin he's doing is going to be XRP, you guys. It's going to be
okay.
really cool. And I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk about it. That's going to be fun. You're going to be able to buy a silver 1 ounce silver coin that has XRP loaded on it.
That is
This
so
one,
cool.
so cool. This one that we're going to is a ½ ounce of silver, okay, and it has Bitcoin loaded on it. All right, but here, stay with me on this, guys. Okay, so this is where my mind goes. When I heard that, I put it together with what the military guy said. Okay, listen to this, how cool this is. If you have a coin that you've loaded something onto in a QR code, and the person who issued the QR code, okay, bear with me, is either a DAO or a totally decentralized network, okay? In other words, like one of my favorites as far as wallets goes is Exodus, okay? If you have even more advanced than that, I'm going to say the issuer of the coin onto your coin. Because let's remember, when you go to scan the coin, you can have a problem because you're scanning it, your QR code back to who's storing it. As a friend of mine turned me onto this angle this morning, we were talking about it. What if that site that you're going back to has been corrupted? When you're going to pull your coins out, it's been corrupted. It no longer exists because you've had it in this coin, which has now become your hard wallet. So bear with me where I'm going with this. Depending on the issuer of the XRP loaded on the new silver coin, how is that ever going to be breached technically? It can't be. The only thing they can do is go after the place in which you hope to get it back from. As long as that is a DAO or a completely decentralized exchange or market, how are they going to corrupt it? How are they going to stop it? How are they going to get into it? How are they going to ever hack what you own on that coin? Anyway.
Yeah, the problem with those always seems to be internal.
Yeah.
Somebody pigs out, and
Yeah.
there is risk, right? But
yeah.
That's pretty cool, Dad.
The other technical issue, and many of you know more about this than I do, but it can trace your keys on your computer or your phone. Okay. When they hack you, when a lot of these hacks, it's because they look for the last 12 digits that you put onto the computer. See what I'm saying? They're tracing your key transactions to hack it, your wallet. Okay. Well, if it's QR code, you're not keying anything in. Just saying. Just an idea. There's probably 5 reasons why that's probably a really bad idea, but I can't find any in my head yet. So.
Love it.
The coin's coming, and I'm going to have him, Patrick, on our show coming up. We're going to do an interview. Brent and I will probably interview him long before he puts the XRP coin out. Now, just think about this concept for those of you who don't watch the show. The concept is really cool because let's say you got somebody my age or older who only believes in silver coins. You can load a bunch of XRP. You can't load it. It comes preloaded, but it'll have $100 or 100 XRP coins on it. Okay. And you can hand this silver coin to your dad or your uncle who doesn't even like XRP, doesn't even know what crypto is, but since he took the silver coin, you can explain to him, dude, you own XRP now. You're part of the XRP network. You're in the army now, my buddy.
It's such a 2 birds with 1 stone angle.
So cool.
So neat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Boats are all going by. People are out there boating.
It's gloomy out. All of a sudden, my computer and house went Batcave on me. Hey, we got some folks in the chat here, Dad. We got hey, Professor, thanks for joining us. First time, but I think he's been watching. Cool. Jason, love you too, man. The weed tea's on a roll, Dad, of course. Much love, Sean. We got Jay in there. We got Simon in here. I had an amazing week talking to my friend Simon. I really appreciate you, bro. I really, really happy that you're in my life. I keep saying this. I've said this to my dad mostly, but when you go to these seminars, everybody just make sure that you leave this inside your brain. If you get something from the show today, there's going to be somebody else there that's going to be like a friend for life type of person for you. And you just have to be courageous enough to go walk up and start talking to people. And it can be nerve-wracking. I'm not necessarily great at it. I can be a little shy too. But not with you guys, not going to these things anymore because I've met people like Simon. And Simon in a way has been the person, especially to me, Dad. You have to tell me how you feel, but he's such a friend and such a community for us that it's like, you can see the future. of all this when
Yeah.
you're talking to him. It's like, man, we're gonna have like the people in our chat here. We're in this really cool circle, and we
Yeah.
want to know all of you. We want to hear your voices, um,
Yeah.
and kick it with you. And so this is just it's so fun for us
You
to
all have different
have all of
strengths
you.
that we all need, you know. You really do.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's just so many great people and so many well-educated people and from different walks of life in different countries and different places that our diversity is amazing, and it just makes us a better planet, makes us a better community, and we're so excited that we're just having fun. We're just a dad, father and son, and my wife, and we're just this group of people that are unlike some people. I can't even spell shy, you know, but
yeah,
and I didn't understand how much I didn't understand social media, and I'm still learning it now. But what I've learned is it's something I've wanted my whole life. I wanted to be a part of what we have right now my whole life long. I'm that social. You can't you can't bother me. You know what I mean? You just can't. I'm not
true.
that guy. It's impossible for me to be, oh well, I'm gonna bother him or annoy him if I ask for a photo or no, 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 man,
No,
no.
no.
And I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. And the more people I know, and the more I just feel more secure in who I am. And it's not at all that I want to be some private guy. And Brent, I'll tell you, I live in the middle of nowhere, and my way out is really meeting all of you online and everywhere else. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's so much fun. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
good stuff.
So when my dad moved to where he's at now, I think that was kind of the concern, like that you wouldn't
Yeah,
make friends and have a community, and you and Elizabeth found that even there, and
yeah,
it just
right.
shows. It was an example of me to me that just this the connectivity that we all have together, and the want and desire
Yeah,
for us to all help each other, share the gold nuggets and prosper is
you're
that's like our ultimate tool. That's like
yeah.
our ultimate,
One
more
of
than
the
all the
things
other stuff. It's that. It
one
really
of
is
the
each
things
other.
you guys will understand, people my age in the group will understand this, but when you're younger, when you're, I don't know, just out of school till like, Brent's age, you have a lot of friends. Okay. You just do. You still have acquaintances, a lot of people, you're social, you do a lot of things together. But as you get older, typically you don't have as many friends. I don't have many friends. I just don't.
Mm.
I don't. I don't have a best friend. I have my son and I have my wife, and those are my best friends, right?
Yeah.
I don't even have family members. My brother and I have gotten close over the years, but and I have 4 siblings. But what you understand as you get older is you have fewer and fewer and fewer friends. You just have your spouse or your family members. So having you guys or having the social media and having the friends that I meet now, I have more friends today. And I'm talking people that have my phone number and call me and text me and, hey man, look at this. And my son had a son and I'm a granddad or all of it. I have more friends today than I've ever had probably in my whole life. And it's you guys. And it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Uh,
You're making an old man very happy.
yeah. Yeah.
Semi old man. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, we got some
Good stuff.
questions. We got some questions and
Uh-oh.
comments. You want to hit some?
Sure.
Um,
Quick answers, right?
quick answers. Let's go. Let's rapid fire. Um,
Rapid fire.
rapid fire.
Yeah.
Uh, do we know when on XRP staking? Do you think there's a black swan event coming October? And what do you think Ripple will announce at the party? So those are the. Do we know about staking, Dad, for XRP yet?
I don't. Okay, here's the thing. It's funny. I just did a video about this. Um, I if your coin is capable of being staked, the only way I currently stake, because I have been beat up over the last couple of years with staking, the only one I recommend, and I'm not recommending financial advice, I'm just saying the only one I still do is Exodus Wallet. You can put your coins on Exodus Wallet. They were just voted #1 most secure online wallet, not your cold storage wallet. Okay. Remember, you're taking a risk there. It's very minimal because the creator of Exodus is brilliant and he doesn't like anybody. I don't know if you guys remember, but he went into the whole, he was very vocal during the Canadian truckers strike when they were all saying, oh, they can stop your coin, they could stop the transaction. He was very public and came out and said, yeah, well, I don't care if they put a gun to my head. I can't get into anybody's wallet. It's their wallet, not mine. I created Exodus so nobody could get in the damn thing. So they can't stop Exodus. It's on its own. It's its own program.
Woo!
So I would
That's what I like to hear,
suggest if
Daddy. That's what I like to
I
hear.
would suggest if you have a coin that you would like to stake, that's the only suggestion I have. I have 4 or 5 speculations on what they're going. First of all, I'm not real happy with Mr. Brad Garlinghouse. You know, that is not, dude. The weekend that I'm going to be in Vegas, you decide you're going to whatever, man. It's like, thanks for checking with me. But he, I'm sure he has. But
Sure, he has
anyway,
something very important to do.
probably sure,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't like the location either. By the way, he didn't check with me on that either. Who wants to go to New York City? I mean, okay, it's closer to Europe. I get that. Okay, I understand all that.
Mhm.
But you know, I would have picked, I don't know, Texas or Vegas. That's what I would have picked. But that's just me. Um, what he's going to announce? I've heard every rumor under the sun, but I think this is me. It has something to do with a very big relationship connected to our, this is my guess, the Fed Now program. That's my guess. I don't have that based on anything. Again, pure guess. But think I think they're way more connected to the U.S. Fed Now coin or program and or a US CBDC coin. I think they're way more connected to that than anybody knows. Yeah. And what was the third one? Do I like
Black Swan
blondes or
event.
brunettes? What's that? I'm
There's
kidding.
a couple. Black Swan event in October. Um,
No.
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I checking the temperature of the pool. No.
That's again. That goes earlier in the video. That's what those two guys were talking about, and they claim it's coming, and sky's falling. I get all that. I know they happen. I know they happen all the time. No, I don't think one's coming.
Are you guys as bullish on Stellar as you are on XRP? I used to be. I used to be. I used to be very bullish on Stellar.
Same.
Still am. I mean, it's totally connected. I just through my dad really going down the rabbit hole of XRP and then doing kind of my own studying on what it is, what it's doing, what their company's doing, all the
Yeah.
connections, how the global economy works, banks trading to banks, all those things, having dreams about it, like
Yeah.
XRP is extremely exciting
It is.
to me, and I need to take that same excited look at Stellar again, um, to,
I
but for sure. I mean, we're
I I really want to say this. I love XLM. I think it's a great coin, and I
mhm.
do believe in its future. I really do. I don't see, because of technical or fundamental reasons, okay, that I might be completely and absolutely wrong about. I don't think the upside percentage is as high. It's sort of like I don't. That's why I don't buy gold. I prefer to buy silver because the upside percentage, the multiples that it's going to go up, are more superior in silver than it will in gold. Okay. For technical reasons, banks are going to have to own and use XRP. True, they're going to have to transact in XLM, and I agree with that statement. And they will have to own them. But as I believe it's going to be more of a mainline use case used to spend as money transactionally, I think XLM will have to keep its number low because it will be it could be, if it's as successful as I believe it could be one day, it's going to be used as an exchange of money, currency daily. And in that case, it's going to have to stay low price wise. Talking percentages. I'm talking, I think, what is XLM like? Man, it's cheap right now, like 10, 12 cents.
Yeah, I forget. That sounds right.
And yeah,
Let's see.
and XRP is 50 cents. So I'm talking multiples now. Okay. I think you're, in the long run, 2 years, 5 years from now, you're going to be better off multiply with better off with XRP. Again, one man's opinion. I'm wrong a lot.
Yeah, for XRP is 49 cents today. XLM is 11 cents.
Man, XLM is a steal right now at
That's
11
cheap,
cents.
man. That's so
That's
cheap.
a steal. It really is.
Woo!
Yeah.
10 for a
I,
dollar.
yeah.
Got it twice.
That one is not going to zero, guys. I'm telling you, like I said earlier in the video, IBM's all over XLM.
Hey,
So you don't need
Ollie.
to say much more.
So my dad had the dream, and before he went down the rabbit hole with XRP, he had this dream, and it was a train, right, Dad?
Yep.
And it was printed on the side of the train.
Yep.
Um,
And by the way, I never have those kind of dreams. Ever. Ever,
and
ever.
that was one of the first videos on our channel. We we did that one. We did a Reggie Middleton one, and we did one about El Salvador. And we had, I forget how many videos we did by then, but those were the three that went over 1,000 and
Yeah.
got a bunch of
Yeah.
pull. And it was cool that it came from a dream. And
Yeah.
like giving, like we were given a sign, and it's like, you, of course, when we get stuff like that, we're going to share that with all of you, even if it's weird. It's like, hey, I've had this cool dream. Like, what do y'all think it means?
I can honestly say
Yeah, we love Reggie too.
I, I've spent, by the way, we are going to interview Reggie Middleton. Just
We
so you
are?
guys know, we are. Yeah, that's being arranged as we speak. Yeah.
Yes.
So I've just got
That's
to get
our
my
boy
audio
Reggie,
right.
man. Let's
Uh,
go.
Reggie's a damn man.
Uh-huh.
Anybody that hasn't seen Brent and I's video about Reggie, that's a really cool video. That's one of the
Mhm.
best. That's one of the most proud videos I am of the over 200 videos we've done. I really am proud
Yeah.
of that one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one.
yeah. No, he has actually. We have a person who works for us now who knows him personally, and
Oh, cool.
he knew exactly who we were. So like
Nice.
he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we'll do that." So that's coming. to
We're
sharing
getting
their
Reggie, everybody. Let's go.
yeah. Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Did I say that out loud on? I guess I did. She knows him pretty good. So, but
Mhm.
where was I going with that?
What was
Oh,
on the train?
I've
XRP was
done
written on the train, Martin.
I've done way more research on Bitcoin than I have any other coin. Having said that, I feel like I know more about XRP than I do Bitcoin. There's more to know. There's more to learn, if that makes sense. Because the global banking system behind the scenes is savvy to XRP. And that's really the realm or my wheelhouse. So put that in your pipe.
Take that to the bank.
Take that to yeah. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm an authority on XRP at all. There's so many great people out there. If you
Yeah,
guys
we're
know who,
lucky to have so many great
oh my
voices
God,
out here talking
why would
about
I
it.
even,
We're trying to catch up, you know.
I don't even know why I
It's
would even try and, first of all, I'm not a news channel. So I'm not going to sit around regurgitate the evening news to you every morning like many great shows do. Okay. Digital Assets and all the rest of those guys. Okay. Uh, and if you want to know technical stuff about XRP, T, okay, T is the man, right? And I'm trying, by the way, there's another interview. I'm trying to get a hold of T. I know somebody that's in his close group, and I'm pretty sure he either visits or lives in San Diego.
nice.
The only reason why I know that, Brent, is because he had a Padre hat on one day. He was shooting a video
Oh,
with with a brown Padre hat. I went, oh, dude's a Padre fan. Or he just liked the hat. I don't know. But I
uh-huh.
was like, if he's in San Diego, he knows more about IT and the digital aspect of crypto than anybody I've heard. He's brilliant. Okay.
Wow.
And he
Well,
knows
he's a Padres fan, and they're
yeah,
a bunch of
right.
losers, so he's not brilliant, but
No, but he knows
we like him,
IT.
you know.
Yeah. He knows IT and he's
Yeah,
starting to really understand global banking and he's getting to understand what money does and
very
why it
cool.
does it. So that's why I think he and I, to be honest, would be an amazing combination.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to get that to happen. I have people working on that for me. So we have some fun
yeah.
stuff ahead of us, guys. Zach and I are going to be doing videos together. I just reached out to him last week and he's like, dude, man, anytime, let's make this happen. So
That's awesome.
fun stuff. What,
Uh, uh, Digital Dirt, what up? White Swan event next month. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers to Ireland this fine day. Um, yeah, there'll be no sorries for conspiracy questions, people.
no,
Okay, there'll be no sorries. Okay, just in
I've heard them
general.
all. I've
Yeah.
studied conspiracy theory for 20 plus years.
Oh
No,
yeah.
yeah, more than that. Yeah. I've heard
Self-taught.
them all. Yeah. I
Um.
don't live in that realm anymore necessarily
Mhm.
because it's really trying to find what's broken in the world all day makes your life broken. My
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Dad and I are the kind of cats that like to live in the solution zone because that is way more fun. It's
Yeah.
just more fun. I
Yeah.
It's where you find peace and it's
It
where
is.
you find joy. And
Yeah.
living in the problem just creates stress, and it's just not. That's not for me personally, Dad. I don't do well in it.
No.
I personally don't do very well in it.
Yeah. You wear it on your sleeve more than
Mhm.
I do, and that's not good for you. You know. Just not.
Yeah.
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 I'm able to hear that the
With the
sky
heart
is
out there
falling.
too.
I'm able to hear the sky's falling tomorrow and laugh in their face. Like, dude, yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah. And I know I'm smoking hopium. I know. But think about all the hopium high I've had over the last 20 years. You're telling me that there's a bank crash. You're telling me there's a black swan coming. Okay. In the last 20 years, we've had how many black swans? 2, 3, maybe
Mhm.
4, 5 at the most in 20 years. And yet you're sweating the black swan every day. What's the math there? How's that math
Yeah.
working? Not good math. Yeah.
Something that I'm excited to tune into though, Dad, is like looking at what's happening in other countries. As
Yeah.
projects like XRP really get cooking here,
Yeah.
and adoption really gets cooking with Bitcoin and what we start to see happening in the future, like looking at everybody is dominoes. Everybody is part of this solution. And
Yeah.
I thought about that recently, everybody, and that gave me a lot of hope.
Yeah.
We get so many people in here. There's so many people in our chat from different countries right now, like,
Love it.
and I just love that. Like that gives us a way better idea of what's going to happen and where we're all going. And a lot of frustration here in America has been obviously with our exchanges and with our, um, you know, the government kind of the feeling of like we're being slowed down or we're being blocked, which could be a could be a conspiracy theory, but um, it feels pretty real when you look at
Yeah.
projects like Veritasium, when you look at the
Yeah.
case against Ripple. You start to dig into these things, and it uh, it can get frustrating. It can turn into that problem. And I actually had a
Yeah.
really good chat with Elizabeth about it yesterday, and she kind of spun my head around right. Um, in that you got to stay open minded about all of it, and I really want to stay open minded globally, Dad. And I want to,
Yeah.
if I hear a story or anything going on in other countries, like I want to dig into it,
Yeah.
because you just start to look for patterns and start to look for, and usually we're all just exposed to whatever our country's
That's right.
media is feeding us. And luckily we have each other in this to
What
share
it,
what's going on. So, if there is a big event, a big development in your country, please share that in the chat with us, guys. We need you. Um,
yeah.
we need to see the
But
big picture, and we can't
unless
do
it's
it.
negative,
What? Yeah,
one
unless it's
unless it's
negative.
negative. But one of the things that I say a lot, and I really mean it, and I know what I'm talking about, but I can't really explain it. But they don't. The elites and the governments of the world do not control the world. They just don't. Okay. They control the narrative, and
Hmm.
everything's a narrative. Okay. And your emotion or your reaction to the narrative or to the story or to the bad incident that 3 people died in a tunnel or what that negative or fear emotion that they're presenting to you and force feeding you hourly around the world is enslaving all humanity. They know this, they understand this. You are your emotion. That's how they incarcerate us. They cannot capture your mind. They don't make you do things. Okay? Otherwise you'd all be in a stalag already. Okay? They control your fear, your emotion. And unless you allow them to do that through media, through news, through whatever, through AI or bots or whatever that they're doing more and more of. And the more you find your own inner peace and your own love for humanity, and the more you tear down the walls and the borders of all the other countries and the fact that they live on a different part of the rock, the more
Yeah.
you understand they don't own you. You own your own personal freedom. And that comes monetarily, spiritually, friendships, family, like we have here. That
Hmm.
grows without them. We don't need their ignorance. That's for lower level vibrational people who allow that to rule their lives. And we see through it. We see through that negative or dark energy. And we don't need it. I don't,
Hmm.
I have no place for it, you know? And
No.
as much as I love Dick Allgaier and, I mean, I do. Cliff High, I understand what they're trying to do, but
Yeah.
presenting more of it to me isn't helping me, you know? I'm sorry, it isn't, you know?
Wow.
That's my
Yeah.
personal opinion.
I
Yeah,
know, man. I'm with you. I honestly I am, Dad. It's
yeah. We're
yeah.
going to
I'm not.
thrive. We're crushing it.
Like we talk. You and I talk about the big picture a lot. And yeah, I
It's
give
important.
them major credit for doing that. I mean, when
Yeah,
you look at like Cliff's reports, it's like what on earth, is trying to get more to the big picture than that.
yeah,
We would say like automatic writing. We would say,
yeah,
a bunch of people from all over the world getting together, and speaking with each other. Those
yeah.
are uh, big picture info sharing type events. But
I have a perfect
I
for instance.
refuse. I refuse to. I refuse to feel doomed another
Yeah,
day.
I I have a
Um,
perfect for instance, right? Like
Not into it.
um like like people who live in Lahaina. If
Hmm.
somebody tells you there's going to be a fire tomorrow in Lahaina, how would you change your life? How would you change it? I mean, would you just so well, I'd probably get some water and I'd make sure I had a fire extinguisher or I'd make sure my car was full of fuel. Okay, that's all good. Those are good things. And make sure
Yeah.
I had a good escape route or, all of those things like the economic prepper group and other people that preparation is a good thing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you shouldn't. I don't say you should walk blindly through life. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is okay, there's a meteor coming. How do you know where it's going to land? How do you prepare for that? Are you going to dig a basement or a bunker? Okay, I mean that might be a good idea to have. Okay, if that's within your feeling that you need, then I would say that's good information. But they can't pinpoint what's exactly what building's going to burn down in Ohio or all of them or what. It's very, you know what I mean.
Right.
It's very difficult. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Predictions
really
are
is.
difficult.
They are because the timeline changes and humanity's consciousness changes everything
Yeah.
constantly. We have free will.
Everything is a variable. Butterfly effect.
There you go.
Everything is a
There you
variable.
go. Yeah, yeah. Oh
Good
man, what
stuff,
other
Dad.
questions you got? I
I'm just kind of
sorry, I
loving
ramble on
you right
sometimes.
now,
If
man.
if
I
if
feel
anything
y'all.
I if anything I just said doesn't resonate with you, don't hate the messenger. Just, that's my perspective. That doesn't mean it has to be yours at all. Not at all. That's not why this channel exists. I appreciate everybody. And if you don't think like I do, I appreciate you even more. That's something that
Hmm.
people did. People used to argue with me in the chats about, Bitcoin or XRP or whatever your pick is. And, oh, no, they're going to rug pull it and it's going to zero. I'd be like, I used to argue with that kind of stuff. And anymore, it's like, that's your perspective. I appreciate who you are and your perspective. I do.
Yeah.
And you're entitled to it. You really are. So
Yeah.
key. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys,
How,
do not ever apologize in the chats. And sometimes
and you
I call
can't
people
offend me.
out 'cause they're getting spicy, and spicy is a
Yeah,
compliment, by the way.
they
Spicy
are.
is like
Yeah.
that's right on point. That's
Yeah.
um because we some of us just need to talk those things out, or we're passionate about sharing them, and we want you guys to always feel that way with us.
Yeah. You
On
can't
here,
grow.
or if you meet us in Vegas,
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna bring you my passion for sure.
You can't grow if you're not learning. And if you're not listening to a different perspective and you're only preaching your own book, well, what good is that? Well, none of us are getting anywhere with that. You know,
Yeah,
oh, we need
variety
to,
is the spice of life, baby.
yeah, oh, we need to get everybody to think like we do and then overtake the government so we can all think alike. No, man, that is, I'm sorry, man. As much as I think there's so many knuckleheads in our country running it, like there is no one perfect path to pull off a regime change. That's just
Mhm.
ridiculous. Even conceptually, that doesn't work. Yeah, but
I like what Sean wrote. There's no reason to panic until there's reason to panic, and even
perfect.
then, don't panic.
Yeah.
That is what I was taking away from the ramble, Alan, and I agree.
Love it.
The
Sean is,
ramble.
yeah, Sean is too good, man. He's good people.
Yeah, we like
Yeah,
them spicy. We like them real
and
spicy.
Sean is one of those people that I met in Vegas that I'm gonna know probably the rest of my life. You know,
Yeah.
it's just who he is now. Part of my life. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Good dude. Oh man. Do you
How
have
we
any other
looking, everybody?
questions?
Does everybody want to cut loose?
Yeah, we should probably get moving. First
Yeah.
of all, I need a cat box or something.
Yeah.
I should set up.
I need to
I
start
should.
digging my bunker and loading it with cat food. All
Yeah,
this all this meteor talk.
I should wear a diaper or a catheter or something when I sit down for these shows.
Well, you're pulling from your coffee cup like you're still a drinker.
Yeah. No, there's not
Mhm.
coffee in there though. It's tea.
Gotta go. Nice.
Yeah, it's all good.
Man, I miss that boat. That
Yeah,
is a good boat. That's a good
it
place in the world, everybody.
really is. Love my little boat.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, man. Well, until next time, I guess we should wrap this
Yeah.
thing up.
Let's get her
Yeah.
wrapped up. We obviously appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday from all over the world. Dad, we
Yeah.
had Norway, Ireland, Latvia, Nova Scotia,
Yep. Nice.
everywhere. We were all over today.
Nova Scotia. I know who that was.
And
That's our buddy
um,
Jason. Got to be.
yeah, no, I think Jason was in here.
Cool. Yeah. All right, Brent. Well, what do you think?
I
Until
think
next Sunday, guys.
till next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll wrap this thing up. It's been fun.
Dad and I are working on some cool videos for you guys, and I am definitely going to check out um, my dad's interview with economic preppers. Check that out, everybody. It sounds like it went really well.
It did.
Minus dad becoming a host and not the rambler, for a change.
Yeah,
So
it's refreshing.
that's going to be really fun and refreshing. It'll be. No, man, I love hearing you ramble on, Dad. I
Sometimes.
obviously a
Yeah,
big fan, and so it'll
yeah,
be really cool to hear from those guys too.
yeah,
I'm excited. You had some really positive things to say about them afterwards,
yeah.
so yeah, please check out the interview, everybody, and thank you so much for your support. And yeah, we're gonna keep this thing rolling, and we're trying to bring you guys more fun stuff. Our assistant is really kicking butt for us right now, and
She's
it's
awesome.
I have much more free time than I've had in a long time. So we're gonna really try to dial this thing in for you, and keep bringing you a
Yeah.
good show.
Yep. Hit us with the questions. Give us some homework.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right,
We'll see you
Dad.
next week. All right.
See you next week, everybody.
Out.
Peace. We're out. Ending stream. There we